Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing here on this Thursday morning? This is Reganelite here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning with Reganelite. That's me, if you haven't figured it out. Here on Thursday, the 27th of November at 2025 at 11 a.m. UK time. We are dual streaming, believe it or not just here on youtube.com/Reganelite, but also on twitch.tv/Reganelite1. If you're on Twitch, hello. Hope you guys are all doing well. Make sure you hit that follow button and the bell notification icon so you'll be notified of when I go live. And if you're here on YouTube, if you can, consider subscribing to check out further content, as well as hitting the like, share as well. Marty Von Eric, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. For those who are new to this live stream and don't know how things are done here, what we normally do is we do today's daily quota of the day. Then we have a look at the weather and see what's happening in the weather. Today we're going to be looking at specifically UK news. Kind of makes sense because we need to. I want to see some of the reaction to the budget. We covered some of that yesterday as well. We listened to some of that as well yesterday on last night's live stream. Yeah, yesterday was a very tiring day for me, no doubt. Which is also the reason, if in case you're wondering why I didn't turn up on Graham's live stream or Dave McGuinness's live stream, it's because I was tired. I slept quite a bit in this morning. And also I had some wrestling content to do as well. So that's why I had no chance to come over. I know it's a very sensitive time at the moment for the two Davies. And I've just got my own stuff to sort out, guys. So I do apologise. But yeah, there's a lot. I've got, I really hope it gets sorted out. Is the best thing I can say, guys. SARS, good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. We'll be listening, but cannot stay in chat. No worries. Everyone's got stuff to do. It's totally fine. Appreciate you being here nonetheless. So here is today's daily quota right here, guys. Here it is here from the 27th of November here. If you can see it there. There we go. I don't know what that name is. I'm going to try and pronounce the name, but I'm probably going to botch it. Epitetius, I believe the name is. It's a very unusual name. I wonder where that resides from. So today's daily quota for the 27th of November is: wealth consists in not having great possessions, but having few wants. Wealth consists in not having great possessions, but in having few wants. I think that's a really nice one there. I like that one. Yeah, we do as species, as a species, tend to hold on to valuable things, but I'm no different than that. In a very nice one for Friday. I like Friday's one. Friday's one's a very nice one to share. I can't wait to share that one with you guys tomorrow for Friday there. Miss LB, good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. Snowflakes, yes. We are still technically snowflakes, to be fair. We are still technically snowflakes. For those who, I also remind, we only go for about an hour long for those who aren't aware as well, just for those who are new here. So let me just zoom out. Let's have a look at see what the weather is like today, guys. So here is our planet. Here is planet Earth, as you can see. There are some snow parts, and then there's obviously, excuse me, there is obviously rains and bits and bobs everywhere. Let's zoom in a little bit on our planet. We can see some same weathers in parts of North America and there, South America, warm weathers there. Not too much change in temperatures in most places there. Just tiny changes here and there. For some reason, they don't have Tokyo available, which is weird. There is some there. That it says Miss LB, unfortunately, because it's because of the name changes there. But yeah, I know who it is. Sorry. Colombo 25, New Delhi 13, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Tehran 11, Tripoli 13 there. Some cold temperatures there. Zooming into Europe, let's have a look at what Europe is happening for terms of temperatures here. So we could see Madrid 8, Lisbon 13 there. Parmelo 10, Rome 8, Nice 11, Taria 12, Athens 18, Bucharest 10, Chisu 11, Zagreb 3, Vienna 3, Kiev 7, Bern -2, Prague -1, Warsaw -1, Berlin 2, Moscow 5, St. Petersburg -3, Minsk 0, Oslo 5 there. They got some really big snowstorms over in Finland, which is natural for them at this time of the year. Up in Iceland there, you can see -1 degrees there. So there's quite a few snowstorms they're going to be encountering up there as well. But looking into us here before, Paris 5, Brussels 6 there as well, respectfully. Looking at the UK weather there, we can see temperatures. I did say yesterday the temperatures have gone up, and it is. As we can see here, even from the night before to this morning, you can kind of get away. Look at the temperatures, ridiculous temperatures. It's ridiculous, yeah, for late November to be having these temperatures. But it means you can save on the heating, guys. You really you should be able to save on the heating today for today and tomorrow. You'll be able to get away with it pretty much here. So you got London 13, Cardiff 13, Manchester 14, Edinburgh 13, Belfast and Dublin 14 there. Pretty much all throughout the day. We've got some showers in parts dropping in different parts here. So parts of Scotland and parts of north of England there, and parts of Wales are going to be experiencing there here. And then southern England there, we can see some rain showers are taking place down there as well. Moving later on into the day here at 6 o'clock, we can see some of the rain has dissipated, but there's some little scattered showers up in the north of Scotland there, as well as though rain is still down around parts of England there. Moving a bit more later into the evening, again, not too much. Most parts are dry, but there'll be a few showers here and there, nothing too big there. So there is a percentage depending on where you are. You may get some rain, a little bit, maybe none, depending on where you are. But like I said, temperatures are going to be okay. The temperatures do drop a little bit Thursday night in some parts of the UK there. Where I am, it's not going to be too bad, but other parts, it's going to drop below 10. So you got 8-7 Dublin, 8-9-9-7 there. There's a few showers overnight going to be dropping here. I think it's from that storm there's a storm out there and the sea. It's going to be hitting parts of Scotland. Oh, sorry, don't know what that. There's something in my mouth there. I don't know what that was. 7 and 9 degrees there, and Edinburgh 8 there. Overnight into Friday morning here, we can see those temperatures. So it's a bit chilly in the morning, Friday morning. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's still going to be chilly, not as cold as it's been a few days beforehand here, to be fair. But 7, 6, 8, 9 degrees here. Moving on into the later on into the Friday morning here, temperatures roughly around about the same. But you can see that storm still covering around Scotland, and looks like it's going to be some snow in parts of Scotland as well. Wales is going to get some showers as well, mid of England there as well. Moving into the midday there, we can see that rain is still not going away. It's still going to be problematic up there in Scotland, and again, parts of England and Wales again are going to be getting those showers. Personally, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. Moving later on into the day for Friday, again those showers pretty much. So I would say pretty much all day tomorrow. Parts of Scotland are going to be experiencing showers all day. Pretty much, yeah. I'd be surprised if you don't encounter showers or perhaps some parts of snow, depending on where you are there. As for other parts of the UK there, north of England is going to get a bit of rain in the Friday evening there. Moving into the overnight into Saturday here, we can see there is again some scattered snow still going to be dropping on the top of Scotland there. As I said, temperatures are going to drop pretty much now. So you can see again, temperatures are going to drop. You might have to put on the heating depending where you are located. But you can see overnight Friday night into Saturday, we can see these temperatures are dropping here. 8, 8, 7, 6, 6, and 12. You can see the high winds there from in Scotland there from the storm that was up there. And we've got this other storm that looks like it's going to be coming in down south overnight here. Overnight overnight into Saturday morning here, we can see that big rainstorm that's really going to just pummel pretty much parts of Wales, but mostly England, the Midlands, the southwest there, and pretty much the whole Midlands there, including where I am, is going to be pretty much devastated by all that rain. We'll pick up high winds there, so you can see that's going to be coming all over there. But as for those up in north, that's not going to be too bad. Parts of Wales will probably may avoid it as well, but parts of the north of England and Ireland will experience without any rain as well. But the temperatures will still be chilly. 5, 7, 7, 9, and 10 degrees there in parts. Moving into Saturday evening, the temperatures still drop again. That rain is still around parts of England here, as we can see. But moving into Saturday evening into early Sunday morning, very cold temperatures, a real drop in temperatures here Sunday morning, guys. So you please make sure you are warm on Sunday. You can see here as we move in a bit more further in from Sunday. For some reason, they don't have 3 in the morning, but that's fine. Here at Sunday, 6 o'clock in the morning, you can see very chilly. Parts of Scotland are going to be experiencing some snow showers. That rain is still there on parts of England, but it's going to start moving away eventually. But temperatures are going to be very, very chilly throughout the whole of Sunday. Please be aware of that. Again, temperature is going to remain cold. Later on Sunday evening, looks like the rain and snow is going to clear. So there'll be maybe a bit of cloud, but mostly be cleared up by then. And then as we move into Monday there, those temperatures, you can see they're very cold again from Sunday night into Monday morning. So pretty much is going to be there. It's going to be very, very cold. And then on Monday, guys, we've got this big snowstorm coming in on Monday. It's going to be hitting large swathes of Scotland there. So a big snowstorm is coming there as well. Some rain and showers. Rain and showers coming in early Monday morning as well. And we can see moving into Monday lunchtime, you can see huge swathes of storms and rain and shower and parts of snow there, with temperatures looking to increase, looks like there for Monday. So those are some of the temperatures is what we're going to be getting. So today and tomorrow, weather won't be so bad. Weekend's going to be very chilly, and Monday we're going to be getting lots of showers and lots of showers in Scotland in particular. We'll be getting lots and lots of snow there, just for the reference there. I used to have an Action Man beanie. Sadly, I lost it. Action Man. I remember that toy. I wish I kept my original Action Man. That's one thing I regret. Marty Van Eyck says, due to weight loss, I managed my stunt better. I've managed to wear one of my prostate legs yesterday and take a few steps. I've not walked in over 2 years. Wow! Fantastic, Marty! Oh, wow! Fantastic! Oh, I'm very happy. That's brilliant. That's lovely news. Oh, that's fantastic to hear. Thank you for sharing that. I'm very happy for you. That's wonderful news. That is wonderful news. Do keep us updated on your progress, Matty. Thank you for sharing that. That's a lovely thing to hear this morning. Absolutely wonderful thing to hear this morning. It's great to see. Yeah. Yeah, a few steps. It all starts with a few steps. So that's wonderful to hear. Very, very. You should be really proud of yourself because, to over 2 years and to be able to do that, it's fantastic. Honestly, I'm not patronising. I generally mean that. That's absolutely well done. Honestly. Good morning, Stephen Banker, Graham, Lost Missionary, DJ Mardimu, Peter, Stephen Banker. Good to see you all. Hope you are all doing well. Yes, do keep us updated, Matty. Absolutely wonderful news. And Mr. E there as well. You guys from the 2 Davies chat came at the right time here. We're just literally about to go into the news. Viper Scott, good to see you there. And Pete's Music. Anybody else from the 2 Davies? Just quickly, in case you're wondering why I wasn't there. I was tired from yesterday. I had 3 live streams, overslept a little bit, and I had wrestling content I needed to prioritize. I just haven't had time to be there or for Graham Hughes' live stream. So apologies for that there. So let's have a look and see what some of the news is saying today and some of the papers. We're going just for reference, we're going to be doing The Guardian, Sky News, BBC, The Independent, The iPaper, The Financial Times, The Times, The Telegraph, and if we have time, we'll look at Byline Times, and we will stop at 12 o'clock just for reference here for those who are new. So they got here, Reeves is dismissing the Tory claims of Benefit Street budget. It's very hard to shake that Benefit Street title off because of the fact that she's removing the 2-child benefit cap while also increases taxes on people. So it's very hard for people to not shake that off. It's a stick that unfortunately that they're going to get beaten over with. They're going to get beaten over that. That's just not like taxes are going up on people. That's the reality is. A lot of them are just stealth taxes and not everybody knows that. But yeah, we're literally getting stealth taxes and we don't know it. Unless we actually look at the detail. Most people in the general public will not know it until they get hit by it. So income tax thresholds freeze will hit the poor households hardest, experts say. Again, the poorest are being devastated here. Net migration to the UK drops 69% year on year, the ONS has saying. Keep getting different mixed statistics here. The figures of 204,000 in 12 months to June 2025 is its lowest since 2021, statistics bodies say. So net migration to the UK has fallen by more than 2/3 to 204,000 in a single year, lowest annual figure since 2021, according to the latest official statistics. The ONS figures showed that there was a 69% drop from 649,000 in the number of people immigrants, minus the number of people emigrating in the year to June 2025. Net migration peaked at a record 944,000 in the year to March 2023 as part of the Boris wave of foreign workers, but has fallen sharply since then. Just under 9,000 people immigrated to the UK between July 2024 and June 2025, more than 400,000 people on the year before. At the same time, 693,000 people emigrated from the UK, up by 43,000 on the previous year. Separate figures published by the Home Office show the number of asylum seekers being housed in hotels has risen. A total of 36,273 people claiming asylum were living in hotels at the end of September, up 13% on the figure in June. Immigration politics has become key election battlegrounds amid a surge in support for Nigel Farage's Reform UK. There were 51,000 arrivals detected coming in via illegal routes, including small boats and other clandestine routes such as lorries and vans in the year ending September 2025. Of those, small boats arrivals accounted for 46,000, that's 89%. The top nationalists arriving in small boats were Eritrean, Afghan, Iranian, Sudanese and Somalian there. The Home Office data showed that 111,000 people claimed asylum in the year ending September 2025, just below the figure of 111,084 for the year ending June 2025. Both Labour and the Tories are expected to try and train Clebbit for the drop in overall migration. So those are the kind of statistics and numbers there, but overall net migration is dropping year on year according to the ONS figures there. Interesting. To David Show Raiders, thank you for being here. It's appreciated big time. Yeah, I apologise I couldn't be there. Be there for the show. I've got, like I said at the start of this show, I've just got my own stuff I need to deal with. So it's I did want to be there, but I couldn't be there. Viper Scott, thank you for the £2 super chat for Ollie to get things started. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Pete's Music, Rosemary. If there's anyone I haven't said hello to, Billy Kershaw, good to see you there as well. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise. Hope you guys are all doing well. Other stories here. The OBR chair mortified by budget leaks as ex-cybersecurity chief calls in to investigate there. Someone's going to get fired for that, and they rightly deserve to get fired for it. Like I said yesterday, guys, I do think it was an attempt to sabotage Rachel Reeves and her budget. I generally think that was the case. Or the possibility that somebody playing with the bond markets in order to make a profit out of it somehow. I think that's also a possibility. The West is missing obscure sanctions that could set back Russia's war machine. Walton of £20 billion time bomb as Reeves switches send funding to England to education department. That's not good. Yeah, people with send are going to be struggling. Leaders hope budget funding will boost Labour in next year's Scotland and Welsh elections. I don't think so. I really don't think so. We'll see. We'll see. Let me put it this way. We'll see what the polls say in the next week or two. And we'll see what people are saying in the next week or two. YouGov will conduct some polls of getting reaction from people after the budget, as well as other Ipsos and whatnot polls. So we'll start to get an idea of what general people are thinking. Because Phil Morehouse obviously dumped a load of praise on this budget, and there was a lot of negatives from this budget as well. So I do think the tax rises were a bit of a bit of a stinger, if I'm honest. Reeves admits working people will pay a bit more as she vows to carry on. Yeah, she did acknowledge that yesterday, and we saw the clip of her acknowledging that. A little something for the cat, says Peter. Thank you so much, Peter, for the £5 super chat. Really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Unfortunately, we cannot put anything on the cats. The best thing we could do is put on collars, but that's about it. If you try to put any hats or any fleeces on them, not only will they run away, or if you try to restrain them, they will scratch your head off. I cannot pick up Dolly, guys. I cannot pick up Dolly. There's only one person in our household who can pick her up, but he can only hold her for a certain amount of time. But even though Dolly and I are quite close, I cannot pick up that tubby cat. Jasper is totally fine. But Dolly, I cannot, I'm afraid. Is she trying to take send from the Reform Council cuts? I don't know, but I really hate the fact that people with special education needs are being are being devastated here. I really do, like, because we're talking about people with very serious, and I can speak from experience because I've been through, I'm somebody that had this EBD, which was emotional behavior difficulty. I had troubles when I was younger controlling my temper. I had to take Ritalin, which was a medicine to help me control it. I got expelled from secondary school. I ended up going to an all-boys school, and a very specialist school that specifically for these type of children. That helped me transform my life. It really did make a massive difference to me. And I really do think that education is vital, because if you don't provide it for those kids, you're literally like a generation of children of talent. Yeah, for all these children that have these setbacks, for these things, right? Whether it's SEND or whatever disabilities, they have still just as much potential as any ordinary child out there. And it's about utilizing them and educating them to the best of their ability with the resources that we have. But we shouldn't be taking back those resources. Thank you, Viper Scott, for the 5 gifted memberships. To Rowan 1974, Dalek 604, Stephen Bank, not Stephen Banker, there, Rosemary, Melody, and Kevin Morehouse have all been gifted memberships. Thank you so much there. Really appreciate it there. I won apparently. Yes, yeah, of course, yeah. We need to look after. Yeah, I got confused a moment there. Yeah, his Viper Scott sometimes says that before he gives memberships. It's very generous of him. Yeah, he says good luck, chat. That doesn't mean him leaving. It means he's been very generous, which is very nice of him. Cardboard boxes and holes for the legs, says Peter. Paddy Power Owner says raising online gambling will hit profits hard. Oh, God, that's terrible, guys. Oh, no, the profits for the gambling company, they're going to lose money. That's so terrible. I'm crying with devastation. Do you know what I'll tell you what these scumbag gambling companies are going to do. Do you want to know what they're going to do, guys? I generally mean this. They're going to, if they lose profit, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to they'll either cut on staff or they'll close on shops in order to make up the margins. That's what these gambling firms will do, because they don't care about their employees. They will do one of the two. They will do one of the two. They're gonna put people out of job. Yeah, these gambling firms, because they don't want to pay more. That's what they'll do. I'm telling you now, they're gonna do that. You don't be surprised if you start hearing stories in the next weeks or months about one or two betting firms letting go jobs or closing down stores in order for them to maintain their profits. Severe asthma can be controlled by a monthly injection. A child finds. Oh. Treatment means main asthmatics for whom inhalers are ineffective can reduce or stop taking steroids. Fascinating. A monthly injection could allow people with severe asthma to stop taking daily steroid tablets, a clinical trial has found. More than 260 million people are thought to have asthma worldwide. I know someone very close who has asthma, so I've seen what this person close to me has gone through. While most can control their asthma with inhalers to treat immediate symptoms and preventative ones to reduce inflammation, those with the most severe asthma often take daily doses of all corticosteroids as well. That long-term use is associated with serious health conditions, including osteoporosis, diabetes, and increased vulnerability to infections. Now, an international clinical trial has found that participants who receive injections of tezopam every 4 weeks were able to reduce or even stop taking their steroids entirely with no ill effect. Interesting. Also known as Tezspire, and is made by AstraZeneca, binds to and blocks a protein associated with the airway inflammation. Interesting. The National Institute for Health and Care Excellence approved the drug in 2023 as an additional maintenance treatment for patients over 12 who uses a medication does not control their asthma as well. The Wayfinder trial, led by King's College London, involves just under 300 adults with severe uncontrolled asthma who were taking 5 milligrams or 40 milligrams of steroid tablets daily. Yeah, taking so much steroid tablets is really, really not good. But this here, if this can get them off the not the need, if obviously the inhalers are not working, then they have to resort to the steroid tablets. But this could be an alternative for them. The patients from 11 countries, included the UK, US, France, Germany, Mexico, and Spain, were all given Tezopam every month. After 1 year of treatment, more than half of the participants had stopped taking the steroid medication altogether without their asthma flaring up, while nearly 90% had reduced their steroid use to a low dose. A third had stopped taking steroids after 6 months. Wow, that's fantastic. Symptoms of asthma include coughing, wheezing, breathiness, and chest tightness. Up to 10% of asthmatics have severe disease, and in the most extreme cases can be fatal. Yep. Thank you, Viper Scott, for the £2 super chat. Gambling firms playing it for you. Yep, play the small violins. Small violins. Yep. Crimea River gambling firms. Just do not touch your staff. Do not fire the staff. Leave the staff alone. That's all I ask for them. Pay your fair share. The trial's findings published by the Lancet Respiratory Medicine and presented at the British Thoracic Society, I know I'm botching the names, guys, winter meeting, also shows that that it significantly improves asthma symptoms, lung function, and overall quality of life. During the study, 2/3 of patients did not have any asthma attacks. The lead author of the study, Professor David Jackson, who is a respiratory medicine expert at King's College London and asthma service clinical lead the guy at Royal Brompton Hospital, said as Tesseltum also suppresses allegedly related symptoms and improve chronic musculoskeletal as well. The results are particularly exciting for patients with severe asthma who suffer from upper and lower airway symptoms. According to the findings, Dr. Samara Wolf, Director of Research and Innovation at Asthma and Lung UK, says it's an incredibly encouraging development for the future of asthma care and it could transform the lives of people with severe asthma. I'm definitely going to be sending this to a family member of mine. I will be sending this to a family member of mine. Let me put this... I'm going to put this piece on the side because I want to send that to someone. That would be very, very helpful to someone. That's really good. That's a really good. It gives me very good hope and optimism. Like I don't suffer from asthma, but I know somebody very close to me who has. They've been able to control it, but you know this could be something that they might look into as well. And obviously, guys, I will say, obviously, if you guys know someone that might be who has asthma, or if yourself as an asthmatic might be related to, go to the Guardian's website, take that link, go to that, get that feed, and send it to them. Might be something worth them looking at, guys. So again, if you know someone, what I'll do actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put the link in the description for you guys. This is the direct link to it. So if you want to take that link. There it is there. If you want to take that link and send it to somebody that you know or that has asthma, send it to them. It might be something that might be able to look into, perhaps, potentially, guys. Could make a difference, you know, especially if you know somebody that has severe asthma there. I think that's a really gives me some optimism there. We need some optimism from time to time there. Autocorrect strikes a send. Yeah, I hate autocorrect sometimes. Sometimes it does it sometimes it does it where I want it to, and sometimes it does it when I don't want it to. There. Good news. I'm on 2 inhalers, and I have been for years. Stephen Banker. Might be worth looking into, my friend Stephen. I don't know. Have a look into it. See what you think of it. Have a read up on it, my friend. Maybe something for you potentially as well. Anyone there who has asthma or knows someone with asthma, send it to them. Might be helpful to them, guys. So let's have a look at Sky News here. Reeves says working people will pay more, but denies specific manifesto breach. Like, it's just fiddling around with the numbers. Like working people. Look, working people are paying more. Working people are paying more. That's just not getting around with that. I'll probably be seen as told too old for the treatment system, Banker. That's worth asking. Doesn't hurt to ask, my friend. Doesn't hurt to ask. I'm on an inhaler and on nighttime tablets, says Matty. That piece there, the thread. Have a look into it yourself and see if it have a look. It doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, no matter how old you are. Labour's credibility may not be recoverable after this, says Beth Rigby. Sticking to Labour manifesto pledges costing millions of workers, influential think tank says. Salary sacrifice pension contributions to 2,000 to face national insurance charge. And this is all on the budget. I haven't listened to Ed Conway's analysis piece. He's done a new one since the announcement of the budget. I haven't listened to it. I'm not gonna put you guys through that because we've discussed the budget to death yesterday yesterday, so I'm not going to. I'll touch on it. I'll give it one or two thoughts, but I'm not going to put you guys through all the budget again. I'm going to give it a week or two as more details emerge over it. Britain's military chief holds very difficult meeting. Chiefs in difficult meeting as tensions melt over money. UK chiefs question how to rebuild defence and funding fails to meet requirements. Rising threats from China and pressure from NATO allies. Top military chiefs had a very difficult meeting this week. The Ministry of Defence played down a report in the Spectator's magazine that the top brass chief of the Defence Staff planned to write an extraordinary joint letter to John Henley, Defence Secretary, to explain that his Defence Renew, published in June, cannot be delivered without more cash. This was not a letter, an MOD source said, adding that such a communication was not expected to receive either. However, sources from within the Army, Navy and Air Force confirmed to Sky News that there was growing concern among the chiefs about a gap between the promise being made by Sir Keir Starmer's government to fix the UK's hollowed-out armed forces and the reality of the size of the defence budget, which is currently not seen as growing fast enough. That means that either billions of additional pounds must be found more quickly, or ambitions to modernise the armed forces might need to be curbed, despite warnings of mounting threats from Russia and China, and pressure from Donald Trump in the UK and the rest of Europe to spend more on their own defences. I didn't realise we were at war. I didn't realise, guys, we're at war, apparently. Like, I agree we need to modernise our armed forces. I accept that. But don't get me wrong. Didn't the Chancellor announce, like, lots of funding towards the defence budget? Didn't she do that in the first budget? Am I going mad? I'm sure she bigged up our defence a lot at the first budget. And now I'm hearing them asking for more money. Like, am I the only one that's going mad here? I'm sure that's what they were saying in the first budget. I'm sure that's what she was saying. Facts remain that the SDR shot for the start, and we only have fuel for the moon, one source says. The Defence Review set out the requirements for more troops, but such a move would need sufficient money to recruit, train and equip them. Yep, that's true. There's also a goal to expand reserve forces, which similarly costs money. Just seeing if there's anything more here. They've known they've had difficult meetings. Is it possible that money could be siphoned off somewhere as well? Are they actually looking at... Where is all the money for defence going then? That's the question as well. I'm blooming getting reflux now. Worst time. Well, I've got my Gaviscon right there. Don't really want to pause right now. If I find a video, I'll take it. Sons of British couple detained in Iran criticises UK government. Well, what are you doing in Iran? The couple from East Sussex were taken into custody in the Iranian city of Kerman in January and being held in prison in Tehran. Sons of British couple detained in Iran said the government's not doing enough. Taken into custody during a motorcycle tour around the world and later charged with espionage, which they denied. The pair were moved different jails in Tehran before being reunited in October in Evans prison. British Iranian national has held between 2016 and 2022. Too many similarities with the Zari Raskis situation. They themselves are very passionate, except for the UK government. We got 2 UK citizens of being accused of spying for the British state, but they're not coming out. But they're not coming out and defending them and calling it out for what it is. You need to stand up for your citizens and call it out. Yeah, the government should call it out. Discussing Iran's accusations of espionage in and other partner accused of taking hostage. They're not spies. Then they're not spies. Look, let me just be absolutely brutally honest here. Don't go to Iran, okay? You want to travel around the world, fine. Just don't go to the countries where you're going to find yourself in prison. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I really have to make this clear. Like, while, of course, the government should be doing more to get them out. I absolutely 100% agree. But don't go to a country, especially if you're white British, and expect not to get detained by a country that very much is very hostile to the British, to the UK. Okay? We're talking about a country that is very hostile to the UK and will use British citizens if they have to as ransom. Okay? Like, just don't go to the country. Like, how obvious do you need that to be? Like, I mean this sincerely. Like, I understand that they want to travel to every single country around the world and all that kind of stuff. I really understand that. Just don't go to the countries where you could put yourself at risk. Just don't do that, okay? It's not worth it, okay? Like, I would love to go to every single country in the world, do what Graham Hughes does. Like, I would love to visit. There are some countries out there that I want to visit. Like, but even I am not stupid. I know that there are laws and there are consequences if you set foot in another country simply because of your nationality. Yeah, it is discrimination, but you're asking for trouble. You are asking for trouble. Just think before stepping foot in another country that is very anti-British. Any other stories here? Prince William, girl 5 who was a magical little princess died 4 days after tonsillitis were removed. Inquiry hears. Oh my God, that's terrible. That's so terrible. Next scan could detect a risk of heart attack and stroke. Research found that a quarter of those with the least flexible arteries were 2.5 times more likely to develop heart failure compared to those with the most flexible arteries. A simple ultrasound scan of blood vessels in the neck could help detect a man at risk of a heart attack and stroke. British researchers say they believe GPs could consider scanning the coronary arteries patients of over 60s. These large arteries supply blood to the brain, face and neck and are usually elastic, but scientists say that they can stiffen with certain disease and age, leading to high blood pressure, heart failure and an increased risk of heart attack and stroke. The scan is similar to ultrasound offering during pregnancy and uses a small handheld device that is moved gently over the neck. The result reveals the flexibility of the cardiac arteries which ran up either side of the neck and how much they stretch and expand with each heartbeat. Interesting there. I'll just check something. I didn't miss the last super chat. For some reason I thought I missed the last super chat there. The study was published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, which led by University College London, and included 1,631 men aged 71 to 92. It found that a quarter of those with the least flexible arteries were 2.5 times higher, more likely to develop heart failure compared to those with the most flexible arteries. The cardiac ultrasound is a safe, cheap and painless investigation, and our findings suggest it may be able to provide an early warning signs for heart failure. More research is needed, especially to see if this works for women, but this is something GPs could look at offering to people over the age of 60 where possible and believed needed. The research was also part by the National Institute for Health and Care Research along with the British Heart Foundation, which estimates that around 920,000 people in the UK are living with heart failure. Let's hope this becomes something here. Anything that increases that can help detect heart failure sooner is a good thing. Let's hope more comes from that, guys. Let's hope more comes from that. Generally mean that sincerely. Right, let's have a look and see what the BBC are saying here, guys. As Lost Missionary, I'd just like to live in a good camper van and drive and discover Scotland every day. That couldn't my dream, says Lost Missionary. That's a lovely thing to do. My parents, when they were younger, before they had me and my siblings, they cycled around Europe. My parents, they cycled around Europe. So they did lots of cycling around Europe. They got to see lots of wonderful places. So they were very, very cool. Very, very cool. BBC News here. Let's see what they're saying here. There's a backlash against camper vans in Scotland, clogging the roads, parking, and not spending enough in the local economy, says Billy Kershaw. Interesting. Let's see what they got. So, key points from the budget. Not opening that. 2-child benefit cap to be scrapped from next year. Reeves unveils 820 million funding for support of jobless youth people. OBR calls for experts here. Look, I'm all for help. Like I've said this before, and I've said this again. I'm all for helping people get back into work, but people who are physically and literally incapable of working, they should not be forced to prove that they cannot work. We have to talk about the humane side of this. We need to help people get back into work, and we need to do it in a humane way. It's all about the humanity of this. It's not just about throwing people off the benefits just to get them into work. We need to be able to do it in a humane way, in a way that they are able to earn a living, be able to afford a home for themselves, be able to make something of themselves, and then let them have a decent and good life. What we don't want to be doing is forcing people out against their will. Humane way. That's the key word, guys. Electric vehicle owners to face per mile tax. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that personally. Properties worth more than 2 million in England face mansion tax. It's not a lot of money, but it's a start. And again, it's something that Zach Palensky, I did see Zach Palensky saying he's happy with it, but it's like it's not. He's happy that they're doing this, but it's not enough again. Extra time for peers to debate assisting dying. Yep, that's not a surprise. They will want a lot more time with it. We are struggling after last year's budget. The real reason raise is making you pay more tax. 9 ways that could affect your budget. ISA cards and pensions, how the budget affects you. Let's see what else there is in the UK. NHS doctor suspended over alleged anti-Semitic social media posts. What did the doctor allegedly say? It's been suspended. Anti-Semitic comments. Where's the comments? An old trainee trauma and orthodontic surgeon was also alleged to express support for violent action terrorist organizations. Is this talking about who's a British Palestinian denies making racist or hate speech? Okay. I know what this is. We know what this is. Allegedly. Her lawyer told the tribunal there's no evidence of activities of any impact on safety or ability to fulfill her duties as a doctor. So basically, this person who's this doctor's work basically has been suspended simply because of alleged tweets. I don't know what the tweets are, but that's the story there. I don't know what the tweets are, so we have to be careful. Palestine Action likes to suffocate courts' ears. Lawyers for Palestine Action said the group can be compared to the suffocates ACE's challenge against the government's ban on the first day of the three-day judicial review at the High Court. Lawyers for the group's co-founder, Votes for Women's Movement, would have faced the same ban today if laws would have been placed more than 100 years ago. It's been listed as prescribed terrorist organisation after causing millions of pounds worth of damage. Vet could prescribe to group internal affairs. Yep. Around 200 people protested peacefully outside the opening of the challenge. Metropolitan Police said 143 people had been arrested for expressing support for the prescribed organisation. Since the ban, more than 2,200 people have been arrested nationwide for taking part in similar protests. Following hundreds of thousands of people on social media. It said it was followed by hundreds of thousands of people on social media before it was banned. First direct civil disobedient organisation that does not advocate for violence and could be described as terrorist, Mr. Hassan Casey said. Mr. Hassan Omani expressed that she was inspired by a long tradition of this country, from suffocates and anti-apartheid activities to Iraq war activities. Suffocates would have been liable to prosecution regime, being false. I'm generally interested to see how this case goes. The case continues today when the government lawyers will respond. In a written submission to the court made public yesterday, they argued that ministers acted lawfully in identifying incidents when they believed justifying a ban under terrorist legalisation, and that they did not have to take account into the vast majority of Palestine Action's activities that have fallen short of the test. The case then returns to court next Tuesday for final submissions, including a secret closed hearing for national security reasons. So they're doing final submissions, and they're also doing a second one which is going to be quiet as well, guys. Now not the time to replace BBC's share, says committee head says. When is the right time then? NHS Trust finds 200,000 K over vulnerable girl's death. That's just some of the stories there from the BBC. As you guys know, I'm very conscious of talking about the group for obvious reasons. I'm sure I don't need to tell you guys. You already know why. But I stand in, you know where I stand in solidarity with them. I can talk a little bit off camera on Discord if you want, but not on the live streams, guys, for obvious reasons. Well, not even on Discord, to be fair, because even they could be watching there. Excuse me. My missus had epilepsy, Medi. So get you, yeah. Yeah, I know some. Yeah, my person that I knew had it as well. Had seizures. So, do electrical vehicles pay more road tax? They should pay something. Should they pay something as they do cause wear and tear? Maybe they should be a separate road tax and separate pollution tax. I think there's something that needs to be looked into there. Like, in the end of the day, like, you know, we can't just have electric cars out there not paying their fair share of tax. You know, they need to pay something. But what it should be, the case should be, is that people who use fuel duty cars and vehicles should be paying more tax than people with electric, because you need to be encouraging it. Let's see what the Independent is saying here. Did Reeves break her own manifesto pledge? Her own words suggested she did. Number of migrants and asylum seeking hotels rises despite Labour's pledge. So you just had a piece from The Guardian. I think there's... You just had a piece from The Guardian. Hold on a second, guys. What's going on here? Screen is frozen. I think it's because of the ads. Are we still live? We are still live. The Independent. I think it's because of their cookies, which is why it's... I'm trying to refresh the page, but it's not refreshing. Sorry about this, guys. My missus had neurosurgery 20 years ago, and you can wait for the page for a response to exit the page. Exit the page. For crying out loud. Let's try again. Bloody Independent with their bloody cookies. Can you? Are you gonna let me on this time? You gonna let me on this time? Sorry, guys. Let me read that again. My missus had neurosurgery 20 years ago and went from 100 plus episodes to daily down to about 12 to 15 now. Same thing as your NES through about 20 seconds and halfway recovery there, says Lost Missionary. Melody says I got F and D, so it's NES, but Quacks would like to put the P on it. Yeah, still live. Okay. Yeah, it was the website. So number of migrants and asylum seekers hotels rise despite Labour's pledge to end them. So more than 36,000 asylum seekers were being housed in the Home Office in September, a rise of 2% year on year despite a pledge for Labour to curb the use of new data shows. New data published by the Home Office today shows that there were 36,000 asylum seekers being housed temporarily in the UK by UK hotels by the end of September. 3 months earlier, that figure, go away. 3 months earlier, that figure was 32,000, demonstrating a 30% rise since June. The latest figure is also up on the same point. In September 2024, there were 35,628 asylum seekers in hotels. The number of asylum seekers in hotels peaked at 56,018 at the end of September 2023 under the Conservatives, but fell to 29,561 at the end of June 2024, there for reference. Shabir Malma recently announced sweeping changes to the asylum system, which will make it more difficult for people. Yep. Charity Refugee Council warned on Thursday that the changes were placing great strain on the overstretched system. In the year to September, 51,000 people arrived on really regular routes, such as small boats and lorries. 89% of those small boats were arrivals found 46,000 people making the perilous journey across the channel, up by 53% in the previous year. She did say, and I do stress this, she did say she was going to do safe routes, but we still don't know what those safe routes are going to be. She did say that. So we're still waiting to find out what those safe routes are as well. Join the budget Q&A. Millions more to pay higher income tax in Rees, 26 billion there. Jeremy Corbyn slams Labour budget as he warns, as he issues tax warning. Well, we kind of heard from Jeremy Corbyn yesterday. David Cameron feeling upbeat following cancer diagnosis. I really hope. Look, I mean this despite all the things I have against him as a politician and things that he has done. I generally wish he overcomes the cancer. I really, really do. I'm a landlord. Renters will pay the price for the war on landlords, which is why we need to make it more difficult for landlords. This landlord saying he's going to basically implying landlords are going to make life more difficult for them. I really wish, landlords were not so cruel and evil to tenants. Children's football coach removed after drugs menu posted in group. That's very scary. What else they've got here? Disabled man lives in hotel full time to avoid paying rent. Wow, what? A speaker revealed he lives permanently in a Bedfordshire hotel as it is cheaper than paying astronomical rent. Speaking to LBC on Tuesday, listener Matthew host Tom Swarbrick explained when he explained that he has moved into a budget hotel in Reading. Matthews, who's partially disabled, needs to be close to the city centre. He says the new home saves him from paying council tax bills or contracts. In a way, this is genius. It's liking the cause of Partridge lives fixed. Let's have a little listen. 1 second. Where's my headphones? It's extraordinary.
I live in a hotel.
What?
I live in a hotel.
In a sort of Alan Partridge, Linton travel situation?
Well, the rents in Reading are astronomical, absolutely through the roof. So you're looking at maybe £1,500 for a one-bedroom flat close to Reading town centre. I'm partially disabled, so I need to be close to Reading. And living in a budget hotel close to Reading town centre is the cheapest option.
Living in a budget hotel full-time is cheaper than renting?
Yeah, absolutely.
Matthew, in a way that is total genius, isn't it? Because presumably you don't pay any bills, you don't pay any heating bills or water bills.
No.
You don't pay any council tax.
No. I don't have to sign up to any contracts. All I do is pay for the room.
You're not going to get kicked out?
No.
That's wrong. Okay? That's wrong. That's insane. Do you know what's crazy, guys? Like, I don't make a lot of money from... I will come to those super chats in a moment, Viper Scott. You know what's crazy? I know how much... I earn money from YouTube, right? As well as my wrestling page, right? I could in a cheap budget hotel like he's in. I could live in a hotel like that on the money that I make from. I could live. I would have a place to stay. I could live in a budget hotel just from that. That's insane. It's insane. And the thing is right. The thing is right. It should not have to be that way. It should not have to be this way. And I don't blame him. Like, paying all these taxes. Because that's what you do when you don't have you have all these taxes. And you only have to pay, in a hotel, you just pay one bill. And that's it. Just one bill. And that's you staying there. And they deal with the rest of the cost. Why rent? Why buy a home when you can stay in a hotel and pay a cheaper sum and you avoid all the taxes? Why not do that instead? Like, just you know, I look at I think about how many times I've stayed in hotels this year. I've stayed in a couple of hotels this year where traveling to some certain wrestling shows, and I thought of how much I paid for them, right, per day or for 2 days or whatnot, and it cost my mind, right, and I'm thinking about it now, like, there's no additional taxes on top of it. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Like, I respect this man for doing what he did, because it's like, it makes sense. It makes sense, you know. It shouldn't have to be this way. You know, the point is, it shouldn't have to be this way. Reeves is raiding your pension, but your boss might help you dodge it. Apparently, analysis from the iPaper here. Trump calls shooting of National Guard officers an act of terror. Of course, he said, yeah, that's from the video a couple of weeks ago. Budget fails to prepare UK for war with Russia as funding fears left unanswered. We haven't gone to war with Russia. I haven't seen any Russian or drone attacks from Russia. Stop scaremongering, okay? Stop scaremongering, people. I wish people would stop bloody scaremongering. Budget fails to prepare UK for war. Physical, what the UK saying in economics. Ministers have repeatedly vowed to close asylum hotels. Yep, keep saying that. And then a 2-child benefit cap. Petrol prices to rise next year despite cost of living struggles. Salary sacrifice pension schemes to be cut by firms after new capping budget. Those are some of the pieces there. Got about 5 minutes left. Thank you, Alison Kier, for the £2 super chats. I almost forgot about them. Time for the confetti! Confetti! Thank you for the £2 super chats. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Ollie says thank you very much. Really appreciates it. He's very, very happy, very grateful for the support. And is Pingu here as well? Don't worry, you can see Blaze there. Blaze is there as well, guys. And Cash Dummy is here. I got the Christmas tree. Kind of, to be fair, guys, I never actually put the tree away. I just kind of put it somewhere in the room. And of course, I just put it there. So not a little simple one there. I don't think I would use the other tree. I used to have one like right down on the side last year, but it's too big. So yeah, didn't bother with that, to be fair there. Any other stories here from the iPaper? Not really, no. Let's have a look at what the Financial Times are saying, guys. And a bit more neutral there. That is a damning indictment of how expensive it is to rent these days. It is. I remember I rented with my partner. I remember everything. I remember the bills we were paying. We paid the rent, paid the council tax. We had the heating. We had the energy and the water bill. And I remember paying for the internet. That's the internet as well. Like, hell, look, that's the other thing with bargain hotels. You might have to pay for the internet in them, but still, like, it's just crazy. Okay, it's not a proper home. It's not your home, but it's still somewhere you can be, you know? Rachel Reeves raises UK's taxes to an all-time high. Remember, the FT is neutral. Burden to reach 38% of GDP by the end of Parliament. UK could be hit by gas shortage by 2030. Energy system operators are warning. What are we doing to address this? Maybe we should stop. Here's a thought, guys. Here's just a thought. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe instead of all the gas coming from Scotland, because of the Scottish gas, maybe we shouldn't be putting that on the global markets. Maybe we should, I don't know, put it back into circulation into Scottish systems and the rest of the UK system. Just a thought. Maybe instead of importing it. Maybe it's just me, guys. Just a suggestion. Physical watchdog under scrutiny after budget day errors. Threshold for repaying student loans to convene with minimum wage. Chancellor swoops on landlords and wealthy homeowners. UK savers and investors hit by budget raid. I can't open any of these because this is the Financial Times, but there's some of them are saying there. What's the front of this saying here? Reeves insists she's in charge after tax rises. Net migration on UK plummets by 2/3. We saw that already. JP Morgan to build a new Canary Wharf office tower in the UK. Swiss politicians decries gold par diplomacy in Trump trade deal. Death toll hits 55 as Hong Kong wheels on the worst fire in decades. Oh my God! Hundreds are missing through a blaze that tore through high-rise residentials. Oh my God! Jesus! How the hell did that happen? Oh my God. That's awful. 3 high-rise buildings. No. Is it 4? Oh, it's three high-rise buildings there. My God, that's terrible. That's absolutely horrible. Trump bars South Africa from the G20 summit. Generally, my thoughts and prayers for friends and family who've lost loved ones. I really, really do. Absolutely tragic. How on earth did that happen? UK boards now pay more forceful on CEO pay, the LSE boss says. US suspends Afghan visas after National Guard shooting. Oh God. This is where they start pushing them out. I was watching that live, Regan. It was terrifying. This is Lost Missionary. It's one whole complex. Wow. I think that'd be against international treason law, Regan. What was that on? Was that something else I mentioned earlier? Apologies. Apologies. UK frozen asset loan plan for Ukraine's risk rattling markets. Euroclear warns there. Got about a minute left, so let's have a quick run through the other ones, guys. Let's have a quick run at the Times. Autumn budget may up doom loop. OBR chief net migration. Yep, we know about that. Economy still not protected against future shocks. OBR says business expected to pass on cost of pension rates to staff. Anything else you've got for us here? Times, anything interesting? No. Moaning about the budget. Yep. The 8 best Thanksgiving dinners for London in 2025. Yeah, because some people in London will celebrate Thanksgiving. I know it's an American thing, but some people will. We don't. We're not celebrating it here. What budget means for Scotland? I'll let the two Davies talk about that. There's not much there. Quick nose at the Tory Telegraph, the Reform Graph. Magna Carta justifies scrapping jury trials. NHS doctors suspended over anti-Semitic posts. Yet we saw that story. Migration to surge despite Mama's crackdown. More than 53,000 illegal migrants are missing, apparently. Reason to deliver budget for benefits, says Kemi Baganot. 44 dead after fire rips through Hong Kong's tower blocks. Absolutely terrible. Let's just have a quick nose. I know we're over time, guys. Let me just have a quick look at the Byline Times, see what pieces they've got here. Rachel Reeves banks an economic pudding with no theme. The good news in Rachel Reeves' budget. So they got some good news in it there. BBC apologises for failing to challenge dark money climate denial lobbyists. An exclusive from them there. Scrapping jury trials as an attempting to fix a broken system by smashing it to pieces there. Those are some of the stories there. Nigel Farage plans to scrap nature protections, which would speed the demise of UK's countryside. Are we surprised by that headline? No. Nigel Farage's Project 2029, the pro-Trump lobbyist pushing his agenda into the UK as well. Those are some of the stories there from Byline Times. Very scary indeed there, guys. Bamboo scaffolding wrapped in iron caught fire, says Viper Scott said to me. Thank you for that. Wasn't aware. Appreciate it. I only have my Apple Watch to tell me nice work hours in bed with popcorn and a slow movie, says Melody there. So guys, just a reminder, as Viper Scott said, there'll be 2 days we'll be going live at 4 o'clock today. I don't know if I'll make it or not because I do have some work to do myself. But if you guys want to join myself and Graham Price tonight at 8 o'clock, we're going to be doing something called Reform Watch. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I'm still fiddling about with it, so I need to fiddle about with it a bit later on. The idea is we're going to look at stories on Reform UK and give our thoughts, and you guys can share your thoughts as well about some of the things that they've been up to. It may turn into a series that we might do in 2026, perhaps. So do let us know. So if you can join us for that, please do, and give us some feedback on it when we do the show as well. So thank you guys all for coming. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you for those who gave super chats and gifted memberships this morning as well. And enjoy the rest of your days, whatever you guys are doing. But on your way out, if you can for me, please hit that like button, share this across social media, subscribe if you haven't already. Do check out Rumble and Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms as well. You can also join our Discord community as well. And thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.